Now that was a lot of fun. It could be a reality in the next 30 years. The ability to brainstorm ideas and think outside the square and to follow through on the ideas with research and development is vital if we are to see possibilities become reality. One such idea which came out of a brainstorming session was to enable people with CCN and their supporters to share information and ideas about telecommunication solutions. A group of us have collaborated over the past few years to make it a reality. And now the neural network website has been developed and launched at this conference. If you haven't checked it out yet, the web address is up on the screen. You'll find a flyer in your conference material as well. So if you have an annoying phone access problem, why not share and explore the problem at the neural website? Get connected. Check it out. Another example from a few years ago is an idea I came up with. It would allow people with CCN to get help when they're out and about. This idea was shared with the Australian Communication Exchange and will soon be released as an iPhone application. I won't steal the thunder of the fantastic R&D team at ACE, so just keep a lookout for an announcement later this year about a smartphone app which will dramatically change access to people with CCN in the future. For the past 2 years I have been investigating telecommunication for people with CCN, researching the current methods that AAC users employ to access telecommunications and their perspective of the usefulness of video-assisted speech-to-speech relay or VAS. Coming from a computer science background, I was interested in finding out what the actual user would think about a VAS. Would it help having the relay officer to see the person? Understanding users' perspectives is vital when developing services in this field. It is no use building a service if users do not think it would be useful. I used an online survey and a focus group to gather data from a small international group of AAC users. Although the number of respondents was too small for statistical analysis, the survey and online forum provided some valuable material for discussion. The survey respondents were split evenly between people who had used speech-to-speech relay in the past and those with no experience. Respondents generally indicated a high degree of satisfaction with their current methods of accessing telecommunications, and surprisingly they had a lower opinion of speech-to-speech relay. However, respondents expressed a very positive perception of the idea of a VAS as an improvement to speech-to-speech relay. Another important point that came out of my research is that the current setup for making an emergency calls is inadequate. As we have seen in recent times with the natural disasters around the world, it is vital for people with CCN to be safe by being able to get assistance as required in such events. My research suggests that AAC users will embrace the inclusion of such a technology as VAS. If so, then my vision is that it can be introduced to the National Relay Service in the future, thus making calls more efficient for people with CCN. I hope my research will help to improve approaches in the development of telecommunications for people with CCN and to highlight areas requiring future research. Just before the conference I had been wrestling with the ideas of a French sociologist called Pierre Bourdieu. I have been trying to use his concepts to both understand and explain the research I'm doing. Bourdieu suggests that we all compete for social capital in various areas of our lives which he calls fields. Capital might be status or friends or connections or influence. The more social capital people have, the greater control they have over their lives, the more they are able to master their environment. I would suggest that this sense of control is crucial to leading a satisfying life. Many people use the work of Bourdieu to think about social inequalities, the social imbalances in society. Likewise, his work helped me to explore not only the physical barriers people with CCN face, but also explore the social barriers. These include power struggles that prevent people from attending conferences like this one, as well as the various barriers that make it difficult to access telecommunications so that people with CCN can fully participate in the 21st century. But Bordu's work has also given me a deeper understanding of participation and disability. This is a complex area. You can remove some barriers to participation by addressing a person's disability. You can address some social inequalities by taking it to the street. You can enable people to build their social networks by facilitating access to telecommunications technology. Bordu would seem to argue that all of these things are intertwined, that the body and society can't be separated and considered in isolation. By understanding participation as a struggle to acquire and maintain social capital, we can better comprehend the complex interaction between our bodies and society. I believe that the reason we should assist people to participate in their various social fields is to ensure they can succeed in gaining a sense of control, a crucial element in enabling them to lead satisfying lives. In finishing, I ask once again, so why do we bother about participation? Because it is more than just enabling people to take part in daily activities. It must be about enabling satisfying lives. This is what the whole presentation is saying. In taking it to the streets, be encouraged to learn from the history of disability. Look at what Dr. Bob did. Be inspired by Ed Roberts. The community may not see daylight, but be encouraged to dream of new innovations and, importantly, follow them through. And be inspired to gain deeper understandings of participation and disability.
Darryl for that entertaining as well as insightful presentation. And on behalf of AGOSCI and our delegates, a little bit of time for questions, so if anyone has a question they'd like to propose, can you use the microphone?
Thank you very much, Darryl. That was a fantastic presentation. After your premiere of the Communicat, do you think manufacturers and sort of, people designing AAC consult enough with people who use AAC in the design of new innovative systems?
Some do. A bit more in the US. Short answer is no. That wasn't very helpful.
Okay.
Sorry. Darryl's just taking time for the last one.
Yeah,
last question.
one more question.
I just wanted to let people know that we have actually videoed Darryl's keynote presentation and Rhonda's on Thursday, and they will be up on the AGOSCI YouTube site as soon as we can, except that Darryl's won't be up there until the beginning of July for various reasons, but it will be announced on the AGOSCI listserv. So maybe if you would like to get notification of that, you should join the AGOSCI listserv. That's probably the best way of doing it, but they will be available, those two presentations, for you.
One more?
No, mine was the same as that question.
I love the communicat. I can interpret brain waves too, and look like a dog.